Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster. And this is Viewers Anonymous, man. How we feeling today, man?
Man, feeling good, feeling great, man. You know what I'm saying? Ready to do this list, man. Been waiting for this one. This is gonna be probably one of our funnest shows.
Oh man. Hey, we need to keep it like that though, man, because
Yeah.
I think that the thing about podcasts, man, is like you want to be able to, like, yeah, you want to learn some new information and all type of shit like that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to laugh, you know what I'm saying, have a good time, you know what I'm saying, because I know sometimes I be in the truck, I be having too much damn fun listening to some of these podcasts.
Hey man, I think the last episode we did on Lean on Me, man, I think that was a super dope episode because, you know, we got a chance to talk about some old memories and get some laughs and talk about, you know what I'm saying, some times we had, and I think that was a real good episode. You know, it was good to reflect about a little bit of things, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Like, and then, like, you know what I'm saying, opening up for the, you know what I'm saying, for the listeners that might not have heard, you know, a lot of, you know, because we don't really get into, because the type of podcast we do, we don't really get into like personal shit. Like, we just kind of, you know, keep it around the movie. But if it's something that relates to us, we will mention that along with the movie as well. And this time we just kind of got, like, it was related around it because it was about a high school, but at the same time we got into our high school experiences and things that we had dealt with. So that was cool, man. That was dope. So that was really fun. I'm glad it took that turn because I had a good ass time doing that.
That was super fun, man. I enjoy telling some of them stories, man. You know, it's always good to you know, get that laugh out because, you know, at the time it hurt, but you know, later down the line you could always laugh about it.
Oh yeah, but it didn't hurt me.
Nah, hell no, it didn't hurt you. You had a cool ass story, man. I had a head scandal. I wish we had a head scandal, man.
That was wild, man. That was wild times. But like I said, man, I never got in on it, man. But you know, that was it also was guilty by association. You know what I'm saying? Just being on the team, and then everybody's like, well, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think at the end of the day, like, I don't even think it was really more than like 10, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, they didn't let it out who the 10 was. So, you know, you on the team, everybody like, oh, well, he probably did it. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those type situations.
Right.
But yeah, it was wild though. I still can't remember what that chant was, man. If I could remember what that chant was, man, when we was at that away game.
Yeah.
That was wild, man. I think that girl had to leave the school, man, if I'm not mistaken. Because I don't remember seeing her no more after that. I don't remember seeing her after that. But long time ago, man. That's back in 2000, boy. Damn, that was 21 years ago. Damn, I'm getting old, boy. I was a freshman 21 years ago. That's wild.
Hey, man, I'm right behind you, bro. I know exactly how you feel, man.
Yes, sir, man. But yo, man, this is we've been pushing this off for a while, and we came up with the idea from this one damn movie, man. One damn movie that you had me wasting motherfucking an hour and a half watching this shit. But like you told me about,
it was never a waste.
Man,
you needed to see that. You needed to see it, bro.
Hey, that shit was crazy as fuck, man. Crazy as fuck. But all right, man. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off, man. I don't have mine in any kind of order, but you did mention honorable mention, and I'm glad you did because I thought of one like a day or two ago, and I wrote it down, and I was like, all right, I gotta bump one, and I was like, I can't bump none of them. So I said I'll just make one of them my honorable mention. And I don't know if you ever seen this movie before, but this is a film that came out. What year it came out? It came out 2017.
Okay.
And we all know well, I won't say we all know, but Nicolas Cage is having some money problems. So Nicolas Cage he just been doing shit. Yeah. He ain't turning down no roles, man. He just every time you turn around, Nicolas Cage got a new movie coming out.
Man, he had a streak of horrible movies too.
Oh my God, man! Like I haven't even seen all of them. And this was told to me by a friend of mine on my route. Like we always exchange movies, and you know, I watch some stuff they tell me about. They watch some stuff, you know, and we exchange, you know, what we felt about some of the movies we watched. And this was one they told me about, and I was like, "Why in the hell did you tell me about this movie?" It's a Nicolas Cage movie, man. They got Samuel Blair in it, and it's called Mom and Dad. Right? Yo, listen to me. This is the concept of the movie, my guy. The concept of the movie is so just all of a sudden, like, you know, regular life, you know, they got a daughter getting ready for school. You know, she go to school, and all of a sudden, I can't remember what started. I wish I could remember what started, but something happened. And all of the parents, like, something, I don't know if they seen a video or something just spread it like wildfire in this suburban neighborhood where all the parents wanted to kill their kids. So
just out of nowhere.
Just out of nowhere. They just want to kill their own kids.
That's crazy.
So all the kids are at school, and all of these parents are outside the school, and they got the damn school barricaded. And then this one child, not child, but it was a high school student, ended up jumping the gate and going over. And then parents just start stabbing their ass. And just like, that's what the whole movie was about, was the parents was searching for their kids just to kill their kids. That was the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that shit sounds stupid.
That shit was dumb as fuck. I had to go back and say, like, man, what you got me watching, man? Man, this shit is stupid as hell. They were like, no, it was funny. I was like, what? Like, no, it's dumb. Like, dude, it was so crazy. I ain't never seen no movie like that before. And it was just, all it was like, okay, you just get this urge to just kill your own kids. That's all it was.
Wow.
And it was, man, it was dumb. But like I said, man, Nicolas Cage, man, you look at, I don't think Nicolas Cage made a good movie since Snake Eyes or some shit. Like, it's been a while, because I think Snake Eyes came out after 8mm and Con Air. Well, Gone in 60 Seconds was cool. That was cool, but he's been on a run where it's just been bad movies, man.
Yeah, he.
No, I'm lying. National Treasure. I like the National Treasure movies.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I like the National Treasures. I forgot about those.
Yeah. But he ruined. He ruined Ghost Rider.
Man, no, we can't. Let's keep going.
Man, look. So for my honorable mention, man, it's a movie that came out in 2019. It's supposed to be a horror movie. I found this. I seen the trailer for it. I was excited to see the trailer because the trailer made it look like a, you know what I'm saying, one of them good movies. But the movie is called Midsommar. If you ever seen this before, man, listen, I apologize that you had to waste your time watching this movie. I was hyped to see this movie. I was, you know what I'm saying, geek. And then I ended up watching it, and it turned out to be like one of the most horror movies I ever seen. It's basically about this group of people, I guess, like they all friends. They all go to like the same college or whatever. And one of the people in the group, they live in like some weird area in Sweden. And basically they going back to visit their family. So they invite the group to go back, you know what I'm saying, to visit the family and, you know what I'm saying, everything. So they all go. They take this trip to Sweden, you know what I'm saying, they going through. And then they come to find out that this motherfucker is a part of this like pagan cult. And in the midst of them visiting the place in Sweden, they come at like this time where it's like this festival or whatever that they have during midsummer or whatever. So they go there, and basically one of the chicks that's in the group, they basically use her as like a sacrifice or whatever. But they end up killing off all these other, like everybody else in the group. So like it's a whole bunch of shit going on. Like they having these events and then they feeding them certain foods that's killing them off, and then they sacrificing them, and it's just the movie was set up to be like a horror movie, but it's like the shit was so stupid it didn't have like any meaning to it. And then there was like this one scene in the movie where like they walking, because it's weird, like they walking around and everybody like being super nice to them, but at the same time like they killing them off too. So it's the scene in the movie where like what the chick, she's looking at this I guess like a quilt or blanket or something that this lady had made, and she was washing it and drying it or whatever. And it tells like the story of the festival that they having. And basically she sees like this one square in the quilt that she sees like a sacrifice or whatever. But it's not like they ain't sacrificing her to kill her. They sacrificing her to like sexually. So they using her to make babies and shit. It's a weird ass movie. It didn't have no plot to it. It didn't have no premise to it. It was just like these people went to this cult, and then the cult ended up sacrificing, killing them off. I was so disappointed. I was just like, I don't understand what the hell the point of this movie was. And I was like, I'd never watch that shit again. But it was trash. So 2019 Midsommar, if you ever get a chance to see it, watch it once, because I always tell people watch it once. But watch it once and determine for yourself. And hopefully you don't cuss me out on social media.
Well, definitely, man. Like, cause like even when it came to Wonder Woman 1984, like everyone I spoken to said, "Yo, it's trash, it's bad." Yeah, I still had to watch it though. I still had to watch it for myself.
Don't waste your time.
I already seen it though. Like I had to watch it, man, just to see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it was horrible, man.
Yeah, man. So this is one of those ones where it's not like it's not okay. Well, that was my mom and dad was honorable mention, but like I said, I don't have these in any order now. But so I won't say 5 or 1, but because it don't really matter. So this movie it isn't a bad movie, and you can get some laughs from it. You know what I'm saying? It's a 1989 film. I think as far as the concept of the movie, especially at this time of 1989, is funny. And the concept of the movie, well, the movie that I'm talking about is Weekend at Bernie's. Like,
what? That was the movie, man. That was that shit.
Man, fuck that shit. Yo,
classic, bro. That is
hey, these
that's a fucking classic.
Hey, Bernie's dead, man. And then they had them Bernie's house, man. And this motherfucker just they try to pretend that he's still alive. And then I can't remember if it waited to part 2 where the music started playing and Bernie's done walking around.
That shit was stupid.
Yeah, it was so stupid, but it was some parts that was so funny, man. But like at the same time, man, it was a bad movie, man. It was a bad movie, but it's one of those bad movies that got replay value though. Because what made me think of it was I actually watched it probably like 2 months ago. Like it was just on Amazon Prime at the time. And I was just trying to find something to watch. And I was like, man, I ain't seen Weekend at Bernie's in a minute. And like I say, I got a few laughs. I got a few laughs in, but then you look back at it, you be like, yo, this movie was so stupid. And then like
how the hell did they keep the body from rotting? That was my question. I never understood that. Like this motherfucker never rotted, he never stunk, he never did like none of that shit. He was just like a dead body. Like what the fuck? None of this makes any sense.
It makes no sense, and then they were trying to throw their arms over their shoulders and tie rope around their feet and walk with Bernie in the middle. Hey, it was so crazy. And then like you had this one dude who sat beside Bernie, had no idea he was dead. And then it was like the one dude, he kept turning his head. It was just so stupid, man. It's so stupid, but in some parts you just gotta laugh at, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Weekend at Bernie, I think they ended up doing like 3 movies, I believe.
Yeah, they made a franchise off that shit.
They made a franchise of a dude, and this motherfucker, like you said, never stunk, never rotted, never nothing. And nobody ever noticed that this motherfucker was dead.
That shit was crazy.
That shit was a crazy ass movie, man. But I got, like I said, it's not a most terrible movie, and it hasn't aged that terribly. So you can still kind of go back and watch it, and there's still some things that you would laugh at because it got some funny parts in it, but at the same time, Weekend at Bernie's, man, the concept of it is funny, but it's a bad movie.
Word. So for me, man, starting my list off is let me see, 2000 movie. It was actually the year 2000. Great movie. It had Ashton Kutcher in it. I think his name is Sean William Scott. It's Dude, Where's My Car? Now, a lot of people love this movie. I really love this movie, but to be honest with you, it's a horrible fucking movie, bro. It's a trash movie. Like, if you really watch this movie, like as somebody who's like if you critiquing the movie, it's a horrible fucking movie. It makes no sense. The shit that goes on is like it don't really got nothing to do with nothing. It got like shit coming in from any and everywhere. It ain't got no real plot to it. The whole point of the movie is this motherfucker. Well, they say is that this motherfucker lost his car, but the real point of the movie is that they backtracking everything they did the night before because they was either too high or too drunk to remember, and they fucked up with their girlfriend. But it's like it's so much shit that's going on in this movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? They trying to find his car. Then they end up getting into it with like this lesbian who's supposed to be the man and the gay man who's supposed to be the woman, but they're a couple. And then it's like they meet this weird cult that, you know what I'm saying, fuck with Zoltan. And then after that they run into these two gay aliens, and then and then they go and meet and then they go and meet a gay not a gay but a lesbian some lesbian aliens who's supposed to be taking over the world. And then they work for this dude who hate him, but they do a horrible job, but somehow he keep these motherfuckers working. And it's just like all of that is basically put into this big ass bowl of a movie and made to be, you know what I'm saying, like this weird ass movie. It's funny as fuck to me. I love the movie. It got a lot of quotables, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of good stuff that go in the movie, bunch of memorable scenes. But just like all in all, it's a horrible fucking movie. Like the movie don't go nowhere for real. And then at the end, they gotta fight like this super giant alien woman, and they find a way to kill her. But the whole time they looking for the what was that shit called? The quantum something, the quantum diffuser or something. I forgot what the shit is called. But the funniest shit to me in that movie is when the motherfuckers in the cult. They got the little clear suits on and the beaters and the tight drawers, and they be all going around. They be like Zoltan, and everybody like Zoltan. That shit all makes me laugh, bro. But outside of that, bro, like it's a trash movie, man. It's Dude, Where's My Car? It's good to watch. It got a good replay value. But the movie is just trash.
Dude, I forgot all about that movie. Oh man, that's a good one. That is a real good one, man. Dude, Where's My Car? That shit was hilarious, but it was stupid. So you kind of beat me to it. You know, another movie that I got. Since you beat me to it, I already been mentioned. I'm gonna go ahead and say what it is, man. The Ghost Rider, man.
Oh. See, 100%.
Man, this movie had the potential to be one of the greatest. It could have been if they would have did it right. The Ghost Rider is an underrated damn. He's not really like a superhero. He's just more of like he's like an anti, but he's also sort of a hero because he made a deal with the devil, and you know what I'm saying. But then he turns against the devil and all this type shit. But then they started out wrong. You know what I'm saying? The very first thing they fucked up with is Johnny Blaze is Nicolas Cage. Yeah. That was the first big problem right there. Even though it had Eva Mendes in it, but like they screwed up from the tip top. Like he is not the person that played the Ghost Rider. So they like, dude, just like even throughout the movie, like nothing really went well.
Right.
I don't think any other casting was good. I don't think the storyline was good. Even though they took some of it from the comic, I feel like they they didn't play it out well.
Right.
And like what really disappointed me about this movie is just that fact, because I think the Ghost Rider is one of the hardest dudes ever. Like, and just a fucking dude on a motorcycle and his head's on fire. Like that shit is hard. And it's like for them to ruin it the way that they did, and even the second one was even worse. It's like, how do y'all do this? And I was just really upset with the way that they did it. I think that this movie had the potential to be great. They found a way to ruin it. There are no memorable moments in it. Like I remember seeing the preview for the second one, and then there was one scene where they were saying, well, he had the chain thing, and he threw the dude in the air, and then he was like, it's time to go to hell, and then he brought him down. He didn't even hit the ground right, man. It was like what is this, man? That's funny. I'm thinking he gonna like shoot this, you know what I'm saying, create this big explosion, and he gonna go through the hole, and it's gonna be all, man, he ain't even hit the ground right. I was like, they just ruined the whole thing. Like I said, man, the comic part is great, but at the same time, the way that they executed this movie, it was terrible. Mm-hmm. I hate to do this Nicolas Cage for him to be on 2 of my movies, but it was bad, man. It was bad. So I got the Ghost Riders, man. It's one of my worst movies, man.
Okay. For my next one, man, is The Mist. You know what I'm saying? This movie this movie was made to be something amazing. Don't get me wrong. It was really made to be something amazing. I mean, it had Thomas Jane in it, Laurie Holden, Andre Braugher, Toby Jones. Like, it had a good cast in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had great acting, but the plot of the movie, the premise of the movie, it was just trash. Like, it was about this mist that just fell over this place just out of nowhere. It cut out all power and communication somehow. And it was like you didn't know what was going on in it. You didn't know what was in it. All you knew was it was this mist. And then out of nowhere, they get trapped in the supermarket. They basically fighting each other in the supermarket. They finally come together at the end. And this was the worst ending in the movie ever. He killed everybody in the car. And he gets out the car. And right as soon as he getting out the car and he crying, the goddamn army coming up behind him to save him. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? Why? Like, you really just killed these motherfuckers off for no goddamn reason, bro. Like, this is the worst goddamn movie of all time. Like, we didn't know what the fuck was in the mist. We didn't know what caused the mist. We didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't a way to find out why people was dying in the mist. Like, why they wasn't coming back in the mist. Like, it was just, the shit was just stupid, bro. Like, I hated this movie. It came out in 2007. This was like one of them times at the time, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm a senior in high school. I'm going to the movies. And then I wasted my money going to see this movie on the weekend. I was pissed that I watched this. So, yeah, The Mist, horrible movie.
I remember The Mist. I didn't like it either. Like that was one of those ones there's no rewatchable moments. So another movie. It's funny that you say The Mist because this movie, in a strange way, is kind of similar to The Mist in a way. And it's a 2008 film. And I hate to do this to my guy because my guy, he's usually pretty well at picking movies. But I got to shit on my dude Mark Wahlberg for a second. M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Happening. The Happening was terrible. Like, terrible. The concept of it was dumb as hell. And then you end up finding out the whole time, what was making people, because the whole thing was people just ended up just doing like, people just killing themselves. Like, because it started out, a car just crashes into a tree, and then all of a sudden people start jumping off of buildings and all this type shit. And then the whole concept of the damn movie is the fact that the trees is what's killing people. You put a crowd of people together, and the trees are killing people. It's like, like what the fuck? Like, because you watching the movie, and you like, okay, so like these people are just all of a sudden just killing themselves. Like, why are people killing themselves? And then they figured out, oh, well, when you in a large group of people, the trees just kill you. Well, make you kill yourself. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I get M. Night Shyamalan is a strange character, but it was just like, dude, come on. And now you telling me if we're in a large group, and then like, because I think it went along with this the whole thing of how people keep saying that we overpopulated, and now they're trying to say that nature is going to be what takes us out. But you telling me that trees is putting together this serum to go in your bloodstream and make you kill yourself when you're in a large group of people? Like, come on, man, get out of here. That movie was bad. It was trash. I hate that my man Mark Wahlberg did a bad movie like this. I think that he thought that, M. Night Shyamalan was, maybe the Sixth Sense. Maybe we can get that success. And it didn't work. It didn't work, man. It didn't work. That happened in 2008. It was a terrible movie.
Yeah, well, keeping it on M. Night Shyamalan, 4 years before that happening, he made a movie in 2004 called The Village. And that shit was trash. Man, listen. M. Night Shyamalan, bro, this guy is the most successful producer of all time to have the most trash movies. They keep letting him make movies. He had The Sixth Sense. That was great. You know what I'm saying? Great movie, great plot twist. Then he had like this long streak, including The Village. He had this long streak of just garbage movies. And then he came back out with what's the one? The Split and Glass and I forgot the other one. It's the one with the first one with Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson. I forgot what that was called. And then after that, they came out with Split or Glass. One of them came before the other. But he came out with those two, and it's all three of them supposed to be the same movie. Or they all a part of the same movie.
Unbreakable.
Yeah, Unbreakable, yep. So all of them was good. And then The Sixth Sense, great. But then he came out with The Village, and that shit was stupid. So The Village it's this movie about these people. When you watch it, you think that they live in like the 1900s or like the 1800s or whatever, in some far off land where basically these like monsters are hunting the people in the village, so they can't go into certain parts of the woods and shit like that. They got to be home inside by dark, all this other shit. And it's this girl, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but like she just does something to where she starts figuring all this shit is starting to become a hoax, and she don't believe none of this shit that's going on. So what ends up happening is somebody gets sick inside the village, and they need medical attention. They need help. They, you know what I'm saying? Basically, they have to die off. Well, she leaves to go through the village, through the woods or whatever, and basically she finds out that all of this shit is fake. All of this shit is basically like it's like some government test that they doing on trying to get people like in a certain scenario or whatever, how people live in a certain time or some shit like that. But she ends up running through the woods. She gets all the way to the end of the woods and she sees this big ass fence. She don't know what the fuck the fence is. She ain't never seen a fence before in her life, especially not made of metal. So she climbed the fence, find a way to get through the fence, and then she see a street, and a goddamn car is coming up the street, and she looking for medical attention, and then she find out that it's a whole other world outside of what's going on. So we thinking that this shit is back in the 1800s. No, that shit was in 2004, and then this bitch finally seen the car for the first time in her life. It was just stupid. Like all this shit just didn't make sense. Like we sitting here thinking that this is an old ass movie, that these motherfuckers got werewolves in the goddamn woods chasing them and killing them and doing all this shit. Then it ain't even a real werewolf. Some motherfuckers got a costume where he be running through the village to keep motherfuckers in the village so they don't find out that this is a government test. And then this bitch escape and find out that all of this shit is fake. It was just stupid, man. It was just dumb. M. Night Shyamalan, he ruined plot twists for like 5-6 movies straight, bro.
Dude, that shit is like to me, it's like a twist of Children of the Corn, and The Wicker Man. Like, like that was another bad Nicolas Cage movie. But I remember The Village though, and like that's what it reminded me of. It's like a mixture of Children of the Corn, and like then when you go back and watch Children of the Corn, like dude, it ages so terribly, man.
Yeah, it's
that shit. I don't see how they ended up making like fucking like they made a whole series of like 7 movies of that shit.
Nah, it's more than that. They still got them motherfuckers going, bro.
Dude,
it's about a good 12 of them motherfuckers.
Dude, Children of the Corn is one of the trashiest series I've ever seen. And they just keep making them bitches. I understand why people got scared of it when they was kids, because nobody knew what the fuck it was going on. Yes. Nobody knew about nothing. Nobody understood plot twists and none of that shit as kids. Nobody understood premise and none of that. So it just seemed like if you go in course out, these weird ass white kids gonna come out and get you and kill you. Oh yeah. That's funny though. The Village. That's funny.
Yeah, that shit was
man. Horrible. Listen. Now, this is one of those ones where it got some replay value to it. It got something to it. But it just, when you watch it and some of the events that happen in it, you like, yo, this shit is dumb as fuck. It's a 1999 film. It's so crazy because I remember when we did the Blair Witch Project and we was talking about like all of the movies. Like 1999 was a very underrated year of like good movies to come out. That year, and this is one of those movies where it's kind of stuck in the middle of like it's a badass movie, but it got replay value to where you would go back and watch it, and it's just like one of those things, you know, something that's so dumb you just gotta laugh, and that's the 1999 film Idle Hand. Dude, have you ever seen Idle Hand?
No, I've never seen the movie, but I know what you're talking about because I've seen the trailer for it. And that's the movie where the dude's hand is like turning against him.
Man, listen, that movie was so fucking stupid, man. Like, man, it was like the hand, like his hand turned on him, and then like his 2 friends. I think the hand had, because he had it on his hand the whole time, and he had ended up killing his 2 best friends, but they didn't die. Like they was dead, but they walked around with them. Right? And like it was one dumb scene where they had gotten into a fight at a bar and a dude like hit him in the head with a bottle, so then that bottle just stuck in his head, so he walking around with a bottle stuck in his head. And then Vivica A. Fox is supposed to be the hero, so she's going around with this damn book, you know what I'm saying, on how to kill the hand. And what she was planning on doing was like, because you had to stab the hand, so she was trying to find the person that had the hand. And this motherfucker, because he knew it was going crazy, he'll do little stupid shit like this with a hand just going crazy. So this motherfucker chopped the hand off. So now the hand going around killing motherfuckers by itself. So the hand had a mind of his own. So the hand was going around killing people. And then Vivica A. Fox tracked him down. And she, you know what I'm saying, raised up his shirt to try to find a hand. He's like, what you do with it? He's like, I chopped it off. She's like, you do know that was the worst thing you could do because now how we going to find it? And so then, like, it's just, the whole little thing of like the one dude, one of his friends that got his head cut off, right? They, like I said, they were dead, but they were walking around with him, right?
Yeah. So
they chopped this motherfucking head off. So they got it, put it back on with some duct tape. So this motherfucker hungry, right? He eat up a burrito. He started eating a burrito. And the burrito started coming out the table.
Stupid shit, man.
Yeah, this movie stupid. It is so stupid. And then, like, what ended up happening was they ended up tracking the hand down, and then Vivica A. Fox threw this damn, because it was like one of those situations where only this one knife could kill the hand. Right. So she had ended up throwing the knife. And it goes through the hand and hit one of the dead dude in the chest. And then the hand just, and they was like, that's it? Like, you don't, no explosion, no light show, no nothing. It just poof away. Dude, that movie was so fucking stupid. But like I say, it's one of those stupids where you gotta laugh at it. Mm-hmm. but overall, it was just a badass fucking movie, man.
Man, speaking of bad movies, man, you know what I'm saying? This one is, it hurt my heart to even watch this movie when I first seen it. Everybody knows, you know what I'm saying? If you know me, I'm a huge, huge fan of the Hulk. That's my guy. That's my all-time favorite comic book character. Um, I fuck with the Hulk big time, and it made me even happier when I finally found out, you know what I'm saying, the Hulk was from where I'm from, Dayton, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? I really was loving them then. I'm like, yo, this shit is super dope. And then they came out with a movie in 2003 about him, featuring it was Eric Bana, Jennifer Connelly. It had Nick Nolte in it, Sam Elliott. It was just, you know what I'm saying? I was jumping for joy when I seen this movie coming out. And then I watched it, and it was just, oh my God. It was a disaster of a movie. It's the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? 2003. This may be the worst superhero / comic book character movie. This may be worse than Ghost Rider. It may be worse than Green Lantern. It may be worse than, like it might even be worse than Spawn. Spawn was pretty good, but this is like the worst movie ever. First off, when he turned into the Hulk, you know what I'm saying? The Hulk is like cartoonish. It don't even look realistic. You can tell like everything around is real, and then it's like CGI Hulk. Like it looked like if you ever got the bootleg version of Wolverine Origins, I don't know if anybody got it, but they had this one bootleg version going around where at the end of the movie, when Wolverine and Deadpool are fighting on like the big silo, it cuts into basically the CGI computer version of the movie. So if anybody ever seen this, I don't know if y'all ever seen this, if y'all ever had the bootleg version of Wolverine Origin, but if you had it, you'll see like when they fighting on the silo and Deadpool is using the laser eyes to tear down the silo, it switches over to like, you know how they show you how they make the CGI? It switches over to that at the end of the movie. So that's what you're seeing. You're not seeing the actual, like the actors, you're seeing the gray people fight it out at the end of the movie. So to me, this is what the Hulk was. Like the Hulk to me was damn near like that gray person. Like you can tell all this shit was CGI. He didn't have nobody to fight. Excuse me. He fought two dogs that ended up getting contaminated. So he beat up 2 dogs in the forest. They had his love interest in there, Jennifer Connelly, which was stupid because he couldn't do nothing because if he get too excited or get too mad, then he turned into the Hulk, of course. And then like they had him fighting the government, and they were shooting like missiles at him. And it's this one scene where he's jumping, and like they had like his basics down right. Like he could jump far, he could run fast, he was strong as shit. You know what I'm saying? So he jumps, and they shoot a missile at him. Out of a helicopter, like out of one of these Black Hawk helicopters. And in the air, he catches the missile. And then he bites the top of the missile and it explodes. And he basically like flies off into the desert or some shit like that. Then he comes back and they shoot another missile at him. He catch it and then throw it back at them. It was just like all this shit on there was just like stupid. Like the way everything was, it didn't make no sense. It wasn't no antagonist. Like they had they had the one scene where where Ross was trying to catch him, and he was in the tank, and then he found the tank and took the tank, picked the tank up, and spent it around and threw the tank after beating the tank up. It was just horrible, bro. Like the Hulk looked stupid, he looked cartoonish, and then he had like the real bright purple like shorts on, and it's like his shorts was never that purple. I mean, like they were super purple in this movie, and it was never that purple. It was just a horrible ass movie. It looked stupid. The plot was trash, and they just ruined it. And I'm glad they came and changed it out and redid it in 2008. But if this would have been the start of the Marvel Universe, we would have never got Iron Man.
Man, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but in one of those scenes where he caught the missile, didn't he bite it off and spit it at a helicopter, and the helicopter got hit and came down?
No. That's the second missile. He caught the second one and threw it back at the helicopter. The first one, I
thought he bit it.
He bit it. No, the first one he bit it and it blew up, and then he jumped back up in the air and they shot another one at him. That's what I'm saying. It was stupid. Like why the fuck did he bite the top of the missile? Who the fuck? Like, I don't give a fuck if he crazy. Like, who does that? Like, why would he bite the missile? It was just stupid, bro. Eric Bana should be ashamed of himself.
What, dude? They had my guy Chuck, not Chuck, but what's his name? His dad. No. Man, what's his name? You know my man.
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte, yeah, it had Nick Nolte in it, man. Yeah. Well, the one thing was they explained like how the Hulk became the Hulk, like how his dad was, pumping him with the shit and turning him into this, basically this lab rat or whatnot. Yeah, I seen it. I didn't think it was as bad as you making it. I mean, it wasn't one of the best ones.
That shit was horrible. That's probably the worst comic book movie ever. They almost ruined the Hulk for me.
I mean, I can't think off the top of my head. I wouldn't make it the worst. I seen some, but I don't know. I don't know. To me, if that one was the worst one, but I feel you though. I feel you. Those shorts was purple as hell.
Yeah, they was bright as a motherfucker, man.
Dude, so this one, okay. I hate that I had to put this in here. Because, I mean, it's star packed. I mean, it had a bunch of people in it. It was, let me see, I believe it was 2000. It was, I think it was 2007. Yes, it was 2007. I hate to do this because this is a movie. It got replay value like a motherfucker, man. And I got the movie. I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll watch it. It's just, there's no plot, you know what I'm saying? But it's star-studded, man. They got Rose, man, listen, Planet Terror, you know what I'm saying? That was a Robert Rodriguez film, but him and Tarantino, they worked together. You know what I'm saying? Got Rose McGowan in it, Freddie Rodriguez, Josh Brolin, Bruce Willis, like Fergie's in it. Like, dude, it got a star. Man, they got a star cast in it, man. But at the same time, dude, it was so fucking stupid. Man, listen, fucking Rose McGowan loses her leg, and then these motherfuckers, she walking around, they get a table, end table, and stuffed it in her damn nub, right? And then she ended up breaking the damn, because like half of her leg had got cut off.
Yeah.
So they, like I said, they put an end table on it. So then that ended up breaking because she's stuck in it because it's basically a zombie movie. And all of the, and like what it was like people had to walk around with these gas masks. Like if you already had the virus or whatever they was calling it, because everybody was just getting sick and they was turning into these zombies. And so she ended up sticking a zombie in her mouth, right? And it broke her leg. It broke her peg leg, right? So my man, her boyfriend in the movie, finds this damn gun and put this gun on her fucking leg. So now she got a gun for a leg. And it was so fucking crazy. And then there was one scene. There's one scene, right? So Tarantino is in this scene. So Tarantino, he's one of the people that got to wear gas masks. And what it is, like there was this military group who had the fucking virus. But if you wore this gas mask, you won't, like, what do you call it? Like they skin will start deteriorating and it'll start like sliming up and all this type of stuff, right? So they got Rose McGowan and this other girl, and like they about to go down there and basically like rape the girls or whatever, right? So then like he got him on the elevator, and so he's about to smash her, and he takes the gas mask off, right? And so then his body starts to do that deteriorating thing. And so he pulls his pants down, and you start seeing the slimy shit fall. His fucking balls start falling apart and shit. His fucking dick fell off. Man, it was just crazy. He was like, I'm a fucker anyway. Like, man, it was crazy. Like, the whole concept of it is crazy as hell, but at the same time, it's so fucking funny. And it got so many stars in it.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm saying, like Tarantino, people had Michael Parks in it. your boy Teddy, not Teddy, Danny, my man that played Machete.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, he was in it. Like, it had a lot of people in it, but at the same time, it was just a dumbass movie. And then my man Freddy Rodriguez, he's called Elroy or some kind of shit. And he's supposed to be like this fucking whiz with a gun. So like throughout the whole movie, they don't want to give him no gun, right? And so then like probably like an hour and a half into the movie, they finally like let him get a gun. So he's doing all these twirling shits with the gun and say, I never miss. And so like every time he shoot, he never miss. He getting all these headshots. Man, it was just like I said, it's not a terrible movie, but at the same time, like once you watch it, you're like, yo, this movie is stupid as fuck. It makes no sense. Like it's no plot line. It's just wild because then, like I said, it was that double feature shit. Because remember that movie came out with Death Proof. Now Death Proof was good.
Yeah,
because it was one of the Grindhouse things. They need to come out with another one of those joints because I thought it was good. Like Rose McGowan was the only one that was in both of them. Like she was in Death Proof too, but she died really fast in Death Proof. She wasn't in that long. But yeah, man, I hate to do it to him, but I gotta throw Planet Terror in there. But like, dude, out of all of these, because it seemed like you never seen it before. Out of all of these, this is the one. This is the one I was at. Yo, watch this damn movie, man. It's Planet Terror. It's wild though.
Well, my last movie, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We made jokes about this movie multiple times. We referenced this movie multiple times in the podcast, but I finally get to talk about it. Now, this is the worst movie of all time. I'm sure you agree with me.
100%.
Yeah, I've never seen a movie as bad as this. And this is one of those movies where it's so bad that it's good. Like, I did nothing but laugh through this whole movie. This movie is so like whoever put this movie together, like they are fucking genius to me. Like this movie was like it was to me. I felt like it was intentional. It was intentionally made to be a horrible fucking movie. This movie is called Velocipastor. It came out in 2018. It's directed by some guy named Brendan Steer. Listen, I followed this guy on Twitter after this movie because this movie was trash. Do you hear me? But it was amazing at the same time. It was like organized chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like the movie is about a priest who loses his parents. After he loses his parents, he goes to like this missionary trip in China, and he finds this relic or whatever. He gets scratched by this relic. And this relic is basically giving him powers to turn into a velociraptor. And basically, at certain points, he can't control it. It happens randomly. It's not like when the moon changes or nothing. It's at certain points in his life, like when he get mad or if something happened, he basically just turns into a velociraptor. So the first time he does it, he's getting like I think he getting mugged in the street or some shit like that. And they about to rob him or whatever. He like, man, come on, I'm a pastor. And they like, we don't care. Give me your money. And the next thing you know, he turned around and then he starts shaking and shit. And then it cut to the scene. He wake up in the bed, butt naked. And then they like, he has a flashbacks. And he basically just remembered killing these two dudes, but he don't remember how he killed these two dudes. So eventually he finds out that he's turning into a goddamn raptor. So after that, he finds like this hooker or whatever, and then this hooker is basically teaching him how to fight. So she using him to basically go out there and fight crime. So he's fighting crime as a pastor who turns into a raptor, and she basically using the Bible to justify everything that he's doing, saying like she convincing him that the power that he got was basically from God. And so basically they find like it's this organization that finds out about the relic because they've been looking for the relic forever. So they find out that he got the relic and he basically got the power. But it's a group of ninjas. So it's a ninja organization, and they basically are trying to fight him and kill him and the hooker. And what else happened? So like it's parts in the movie to where like his arm will turn into a dinosaur arm, but when you look at it, you know that this is a toy. This is not like a real dinosaur arm. It's not CGI. It's none of that shit. It's literally a toy hand, like a toy dinosaur arm, and they moving it like that on the screen. So it's horrible. When he finally turned, like they showed when they showed like certain parts of him turning into a raptor, when they finally show his head, he just got a Velociraptor mask on. it ain't a real dinosaur. It's just a Velociraptor mask. And then when they finally show him as like the full raptor, like when he's turning at the end, they got him in one of those blow up dinosaur outfits. Bro, I'm talking about everything about this movie, bro. Everything about this movie is trash, but it's so good to me, bro. Like I laughed my ass off to this whole movie. Like it's one scene where like they fighting and shit, and I forgot what happened. I think the hooker like killed somebody or something, but when she killed him, the blood splattered up on their face, but you know when blood, it was clearly ketchup. Like it didn't look like nothing else but ketchup. That shit was Heinz ketchup, and they just basically squirted it on them to make it look like they got killed. So I mean, like, bro, this movie was so funny. Like they had ripped off this dude's head. This is one of the funniest parts of the movie. So he was the raptor or whatever, and he basically bit dude's head. He supposedly bit dude's head and ripped it off. But when he ripped it off and they showed the head, it was a mannequin head with a wig on it. And then when they showed the dude who got his head ripped off, you know how back in the day when they used to do the headless costume, you could see like dude's shoulders was like 30 feet over his real. It was like that. He had one of those costumes on with the blood squirting out, bro. That shit was just, bro. Listen, everything about this movie is garbage, but it's so good, bro. I want everybody that's listening to this, everybody that's watching this, go watch The Velocipastor. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna do nothing but laugh. But this movie is just the worst movie ever made. But it was good though. It got good replay value. Whenever you want to just laugh at a movie, The Velocipastor is where it's at.
Listen, you want to talk about? You said you watched it with a smile on your face. I watched it with the most confused. I had the most confused look on my face. Like, what the fuck is Scoop watching?
Man. Bro, that shit was hilarious, bro.
I'm like, what is this dude watching? Bro. It was so bad, dude. And then, like, I had to, like, I'm watching it with the confused look, but what really made me bust out laughing is when he had that damn blow up damn raptor outfit. I mean, the Tyrannosaurus outfit on. I was like,
it wasn't even the right dinosaur. That's the best part about it. It was not the right dinosaur, bro. That shit was fucking hilarious. And then, listen, it's so funny because if you see the cover of this movie, right? The cover of this movie makes you think like this is gonna be like some real shit. Like the raptor on the cover looked like, you know what I'm saying, like some terrifying shit. They got dude hand transforming on the cover, like it's really gonna be like that. It's nothing like the cover. This shit is falsely advertised all the way through and through. All the way through and through, bro. Like nothing about this movie looked anything like the cover is giving you advertisement for. It was a good time, bro. But it was a horrible movie.
Man, that movie was so bad, man. I had to question our friendship, man. I was like, I don't know if I can be friends with this dude, man. It was so dumb. Man. I was like, like they intentionally, like it was. Yes. I honestly believe it was intentionally. Look, this is how bad. It's like they're making fun of like the real graphics that they're really putting in movies to put forth the effort to make it look real. They're like, look, we're gonna put together this movie, and the people are gonna know it's not real. It's really to make fun of like cinema art.
Yeah.
And it's like they really got this shit done. And like this is the type of shit was like, yo, if they can put this movie out, we can put a movie out.
Yeah,
like,
I'm telling you,
like
man,
if they can put this
hilarious.
out, it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It definitely deserved to be on this list because I couldn't believe that was one of those ones I was struggling to watch it. I was like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, yo, he asked me to watch it. I said, I gotta finish it because he keep telling me. And I was like, wow, this is what we doing.
To be fair though, I told you that it was a horrible.
You did. You did.
To be fair, I told you it was a horrible movie.
It definitely was. It definitely was, man. You know what I'm saying? To recap it for the people, man. Basically, I just had the honorable mention. I did Mom and Dad, and then I did Weekend at Bernie's, Ghost Rider, The Happening, Idle Hand, and Planet Terror.
Yeah. For me, my honorable mention was Midsummer. I had Dude, Where's My Car, The Mist, The Village, The Hulk, and then Velocipaster.
Oh man, that is so crazy, but it's so crazy. But man, that was funny. That was funny. That was funny. But yo, like we got an underrated classic coming up, man.
Yeah.
It's a movie that I feel like the concept of it, if this was to happen, it seems like this is the most perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
Is to do it this way. This movie, this won't give it away. It's kind of like a alien type of story.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's one of those movies where man, I'm trying to think of one. Man, I can't think of nothing. I want to see what you say. You go ahead. I'm trying to think of one. We always have one good line that could give it away.
The aliens is trying to make them be the one, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can see. Man, I wish I could. I'm trying to think of one without totally giving it away. But it basically it like, you know what I'm saying. Oh man, can I say a line? Can I say one line?
Oh, of course.
One line. The only thing I can think of, if you're trying to take over the world, would you blow up the White House independent style, or would you sneak in the back door?
Word.
That's one line. If you've seen this,
well,
I think that could give you an indication of what it is if you've seen it. But you know what I'm saying, that's what I say. I wanted a better one. I can't really think of anything. I can think of a bunch of lines in the movie. I haven't seen this movie a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
It's a really, really good movie. And sneaky great cast. Like a lot of these people
just let it burn, man.
Oh man, I was gonna say something about him. I was gonna say My Way, but because that was more the time out there.
Yeah.
Oh man, nah, but this is gonna be a good one because I think the concept of the movie, of how it ended up being done, I think that shit was wild. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a host, man. It's definitely a host. You know what I'm saying? It'll cling on to you and control you.
And it definitely will. Plus, not even that, man. Like you said, the cast in this movie is crazy. I think that's the most impressive part of this movie for me. It's just the cast of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We never, you know what I'm saying? One of the people in here, I think this was like their acting debut, wasn't it? This was his acting debut.
Well, this is the thing. It's funny you bring him up because it is, but it's not. It came out the same year as his acting debut, but the one movie came out first.
Okay.
The H2O came out first.
No, and see, okay. And I'm not even talking about him. I ain't even talking about him, but I forgot about him too. I'm talking about the other one.
Okay. I'm trying to. All right.
I'm talking about the singer.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Whoa. Hold up. I thought what's the name came out first. That one joint where they took over the school. Where the students took over the school. Oh man, I just seen that movie. It's on Amazon right now because I haven't seen it in a long time. Light It Up.
Hold on.
Light It Up. Oh man, I thought Light It Up came out before that.
Let me see.
No, Light It Up came out in 99.
It came out in 99.
No, you might be right.
Yeah. I think this might have been his. I think this might have been his debut. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned for this one, man. Keep an eye out. You know what I'm saying. Make sure you know what I'm saying. You tune in because it's gonna be a good one. This is for me. This is a classic, man. I remember seeing this when I was a kid. So, I was a big fan of this movie. So, yeah, make sure you go check this one out. This next one we got coming up. If you watching this one, if you're new to it, make sure you hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. If you're listening, make sure you subscribe as well. Make sure you share it with a friend. If you're on Apple Podcasts, leave us a rating in the comment. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell so every time we pop up, you'll know. And then make sure you leave us a comment. You know what I'm saying? We can do comments that pop up on the thing. We go live every time we do this so you can actually interact with us. You know what I'm saying? We looking to see some people say hi, you know what I'm saying? Say what's up. Get your comment put up on YouTube as well. And as far as that, man, you can find me on at Scoots Bronson on Twitter. You can find me at Scoots Bronson _TV on Instagram. And if you're not on YouTube, Scoots Bronson TV on YouTube, no underscore. And then make sure, you know what I'm saying, you go to the VA Pod Watch group on Facebook. That way you can, you know what I'm saying, join in. You can send that request in. You can get all of the information about the podcast, all of the information about everything else that we do. And we're trying to get up to at least 100 people so we can start doing watch parties. So make sure y'all sending them requests in and jumping in the watch group, man.
Yes, sir. And go follow the Stolen Time Pod on Instagram, also the Stolen Time Podcast on Facebook, S.Foster8 on Instagram, and that's on Twitter, same handle. Go follow the Stolen Time Podcast on all major platforms, and the 28 Minutes or Less podcast is on all major platforms. And the last 4 episodes of 28 Minutes or Less, it also got visual. That's on YouTube. You can find that under Stolen Time Podcast Network. So if you don't want to listen, you want to watch the video. If you don't want to listen and see the audio, see the visual, it's on there. So please go support the boy. We're trying to grow this thing, and like he said, as well as the VA Watch Group Podcast Watch Group page. We really want to do this, man, because we want to start taking people's suggestions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's something else people could do. If it's a movie that y'all want us to talk about, you know what I'm saying, you can post it on this page, and then we'll start doing things. If we get more interaction with people, we'll start doing polls, all this type stuff, man, because we're really doing this for the people. You know what I'm saying? So if we can get people involved more, then we'll start doing things that, maybe that the people want to actually listen to. So, we want to make this an inclusive thing.
That's right, man. And like we said, man, if you watching on YouTube, make sure you leave those comments. We do it live as well. So if you're watching live, you can always jump in the live chat. You know what I'm saying? We can bring your comments up on screen. We could probably, you know what I'm saying, interact with you in the process. I think that'd be super dope as well. So, you know what I'm saying, add a new element to the pod that we don't have yet. So you know what I'm saying, it's always good. You know what I'm saying? We always looking for new ways to grow. We always looking for new ways to expand. So I think these will be some of the things that we'll start using. A lot of user suggestions, comments will definitely help. And yeah, man, outside of that, just thank you for, you know what I'm saying, all the support you guys have been giving us. Continue to do that. We are definitely appreciating it. We looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, continuing putting out this great content. We got a lot more stuff in the works for you guys. So, you know what I'm saying, keep staying tuned. Make sure y'all hitting them subscribe buttons if you haven't. Make sure y'all hitting those like buttons if you haven't. And I think that's it, man. Like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.